Welcome to News Laundry Chhota Hafta. For the full episode, subscribe because it is behind the paywall and only subscribers get access to uncut, complete content. News Laundry Hafta is our weekly wrap of all that made the news, all that didn't, and all that should have and all that shouldn't have. We agree, we disagree, we critique, and occasionally we beat each other up. But it's all good fun. Subscribe.
This is a News Laundry podcast and you're listening to NL Hafta.
अंग्रेज अपना लगान एंड न्यूज़ लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी ना छोड़ते. आंधी आए, तूफान आए, सर कटे आए, मुंडी उड़े, या मुझे बेंगलोर जाना हो, मैं वापस आके आपको हफ्ता ज़रूर दूंगा और वसूल भी करूंगा. आई एम अभिनंदन सेखरी with News Laundry Hafta, and with me on the panel today, Editor-in-Chief Madhu Trehan.
Hello.
Anand.
Hello.
Back to News Laundry again, and Anand Ranganathan. By the way, that was Anand Vardhan. Then there's Anand Ranganathan, our consulting editor and in-house scientist.
Hello.
And our friend and very senior journalist is, I'm putting it in inverted commas and in quotations because I don't like saying senior journalist, but eminent journalist.
Which one are you putting in quotation, senior or journalist?
Well, with his jet black hair, he definitely doesn't look senior. So these Mallus, now their bloody hair doesn't go white. Huh?
No, I think this new wave of Godrej thing, hair dye.
Murthy saying you're AC. Anand Babu, you're very wrong. You're his natural youth.
I don't know. Let's ask Madhu.
What? Sorry, I was reading something. Tell me.
So Ulek is executive editor of Open Magazine. Before this, he's been with the Economic Times, last I remember. And your book recently came out on Atal Bihari Vajpayee, which we have done an interview with Anand on. And I happen to be halfway through. I have an interesting story about that also.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's our panel. This is what we're going to be talking about today. Gorakshaks kill a dairy farmer in Alwar and the fallout of that, political fallout, with Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi denying the Alwar incident in Parliament. Supreme Court has asked Rajasthan, Maharashtra, UP, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat to respond to rising incidents of cow protectionism and asked for Rajasthan government to respond to the Alwar incident. 3 people, including a minor resident, for allegedly carrying beef in Assam. UP cabinet waived off farmer loan for current year, and the RBI governor, I believe, had something to say about this. I've been travelling, so I haven't read this, but I just read a headline. Is that right?
He said it was bad economics.
I see. Okay.
But many people are now, sorry, maybe when we talk about that.
Recitation of Vande Mataram made mandatory at civic body meeting in Varanasi, Gorakhpur. Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal always in the news, this time with his legal bills and the Shunglu report.
Making us pay his legal bills.
His legal bills for his case against, his defense against the case, for the case against him by Arun Jaitley. US launches missile attack at Syria military base this morning actually. I would like to see where that goes. GST bill cleared in Parliament and Manmohan Singh says it's a game changer. It could be a game changer. And Sushma Swaraj breathes fire and brimstone on the African envoys who complained about India's racist behavior. Oh, did she? I'm just reading what Karthik has given me. I'm not aware of this. Won't allow any flights out of Mumbai. Ravindra Gaikwad's ban continues. Threatens Shiv Sena. Are you serious? Karthik, you just had made this up, right?
No, it's true.
He said,
and he didn't even, he was asked to apologize. He didn't even apologize. He said, I regret that it blew up to such... Yeah.
I don't watch TV
like
for one day.
Air India has waived it.
I don't think the airline should cow down at all.
Now he's permitted to fly.
Oh my God.
He's permitted to fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on this
Why?
Sushma Swaraj...
Because Civil Aviation Ministry asked the Air India to just comply. That's it. Even without asking him to say sorry. I don't know whether he said sorry.
He didn't say sorry. He just said, I regret.
It was Manish Tiwari level of
And they considered it an apology, but it was not an apology.
Why did he have to offer to apologize to the Parliament? Like he should have apologized to the person he manhandled.
By the way, those of you who haven't read it, the book is called The Untold Raj, Politician and Paradox, published by Penguin Viking. Available on stands now. Do check it out. Very few biographies these days in any case, and that too ones like this. I actually will talk a bit about that because maybe Anand, have you covered this? That how does he get away by writing all this and the personal lives and stuff? Have you got any hate regarding this? I mean, because maybe Vajpayee is no longer relevant because Modi.
I'm sorry. Yogi.
Yeah. So who the fuck cares about Vajpayee? But, all that you've told about his personal life and stuff, you think you could have written this when he was hale and hearty and,
He
up
never
there?
hid his personal life.
No, I know, but you couldn't write about it, right? What do you think? Have you got any hate, Ulek?
I don't know, because I didn't write about it when he was
No,
hailed
now
in Athena.
have you got
I know
now?
I don't know about it, but he wouldn't have objected because it was the talk of the town at that time when
And
this
actually,
was
it
on.
wasn't the talk of the town. People ignored it.
No,
Nobody cared.
Yeah, and at least
Nobody talked or
a
gossiped
lot of those
about it.
people who visited his home, she was the first one. Mrs. Kaul was the first one to come and invite them over and offer coffee and tea and
And
biscuits.
let's
And
remember,
used
there
to
was no
chat with
social
them.
media. So,
I
personal
know. I
lives.
think even if there was a social media, I think there is a line that people have observed that you don't get into private lives.
Not anymore. I
don't
think
know,
that's
not anymore.
gone.
Okay,
if
whose
you-
have they exposed other than
Digvijay Singh.
No, but what was there to expose in that? He married.
No, but social media went to town with it.
He
na?
was a widow and then he got married. So what?
No, he
There
didn't
was
get
no
married.
scandal.
No, there were pictures floated.
Yeah.
Of course, it was. It wasn't. One sec. It wasn't that no one cared. It was a big deal. It was trending. It was like people were, talking about how, Digvijay's affair leaked or whether it was, whether he tried to hide it or not is not the point. The point is that I didn't know and I got to know because of this. Everyone saying, "Look, haw," like that.
Even back then, I don't know whether it's politically correct to say this, but I know of a person, a BJP leader, young, rising star of that time, who referred to Vajpayee's wife as call girl, with that kind of
Correct.
hint,
Well, you mean Vajpayee's not wife, Vajpayee's.
That's horrible.
Vajpayee's partner.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I
Someone
find
said that and he came to
unacceptable.
know about it and he was very upset about it.
And you've written about that in the book.
Yeah, I have
And he
written about it.
basically finished that guy's career, and then he
he kind of came back
back.
later.
after getting into the Modi camp.
Yeah. Now he's a
Can
very
you
powerful.
reveal the name?
Yeah.
No.
By the way, I have to say, Ulek completes the troika of Mallus that we've had on Hafta. The Mr. Know-it-alls, So we've had Josie, we've had Gopi,
And now we
have Ulek. So
Anyway, so you guys should pick up the book. I mean, you'll be surprised at some of the stuff. But coming back to, so you haven't got anyone saying that how dare you write like this about?
There were a few people who said that, even I went to a seminar organized by an organization called India Futures at JNU. Anand must be very familiar with that.
What is-
All of them were nice people, and like Professor Makran Paranjpe was there, who, I mean, you wouldn't agree with what he has to say, but he's a person who has a mind.
And
we
extremely civil and
respect-
extremely polite.
Very, very polite man. He had his difference of opinion in the way I looked at things. Of course, you agree to disagree and all.
Sure.
But there was the vice president of the BJP, Vinay Sahasrabudhe, who is also a Rajya Sabha member, who was very upset about the fact that I wrote a bit about his private life.
What did he
And
say?
he was shocked to see that how he was asking questions like how come you could write that, and like someone who is getting into that very ancient moralistic way of preaching.
I think this is a line also in your book, that if you want to write a biography and not a hagiography, kya kehte hain? Hagiography?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to explore all sides, but I don't think in India that is still acceptable.
Okay, let's talk about the Gau Rakshaks.
Okay, you go Madhu first, and then we'll go that
Well,
way.
the report was that the Gau Rakshaks killed a dairy farmer in Alwar. You have something to say about it, Anand?
Saying about it is like commenting on have you stopped beating your wife. So, that is something indefensible, but we should not throw the baby with the bathwater. The cause of cow protection should not die the death of that poor farmer. So, because a lot of people identify with it, the ground reality is that. And there is a constitutional sanction for it also, although that is not justiciable. Article 48 asks the states to form policies for cow protection, and in the pastoral belts of India, in the agrarian belts of India, cow protection is very much attached to identity politics. The right knows it. Right has never been interested in winning intellectual battles. It should not be. So there could be a lot of arguments against cow protection, but the political right should not get diverted to win meaningless intellectual battles. Yes, the Gaur Rachaks, see, there is in Mewat belt, there is there are cow smuggling gangs. That's a fact. And people there resist it, the dairy farmers resist it. And politicians are not idiots. They know that there is a resentment against cow smuggling. Now they are trying to blend it with identity politics. And that's why there is a kind of popular support for cow vigilantism in that region. So no matter how much you resort to the outrage against it, what should the government, I think, should do is to restrict cow rachaks to the role of police informers and let the law enforcing agencies do their bit.
Madhu,
Yeah, well,
were there any debates about this, by the way, on prime time?
yes, a lot. It was constant. Constant. The whole thing was this. But I think when you see the visuals of this old man being dragged and killed, beaten to death, it's really this. My first reaction is, this is not my country. I don't want this to happen this way. Whether I consider the cow a holy cow, whether the cow needs to be protected, it's all in the Constitution. And just like all the other laws of child marriage and sati and all of those laws are there, it still doesn't make this anyone taking law. And such a cliche, but I think one has to think of a sentence more than taking law into your own hands. I think you can't just go around beating and killing people for whatever reason. You can't go and beat an Air India guy because you presume you have a business ticket when it doesn't exist on that plane. You can't just go around beating any person who you see with a cow, presuming that he's smuggling, where he might be just transporting them for something else. I don't know what he was doing, but that does not permit anyone to kill someone for it. So I think with our country becoming, or maybe it was always this way and we weren't aware of it, and now all of this is coming out because of the people catching it on phones, the video. It's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. It can't be that you step out and you could be mistaken for a certain kind of a person, whether a Romeo is being a brother is being mistaken for a Romeo, or it's just too extreme a situation where any individual can be attacked by any vigilante.
Let's go.
That's unacceptable.
Let's first get with AAP and Arvind Kejriwal's 3.68 crore bill. But what I was curious about was, you think Ram Jethmalani would have taken this money had it not come out? Now that he's saying, I don't take money from people who can't afford it? Because he did bill them, right?
Because he probably presumed that it would be quietly paid by
That's what I'm saying.
the government.
Yeah, I mean, nobody comes out
By
clean
Delhi
in
government.
this. And I mean, the whole point is that on 31st December, somebody interviewed, in fact, Scroll interviewed Ram Jethmalani, and he said, "मैं ₹1 ले रहा हूँ या free में कर रहा हूँ."
On this, he said, he's on record
Yes,
said
on
that.
31st December 2015, he was interviewed. Because in December of that year, early December, the case was filed. And Jethmalani said, I'll be doing it for free. This is Altaf.
Okay.
He interviewed for Scroll. Then on 1st December, exactly a year later, 1st December 2016, Jethmalani bills 1 crore as fee and 22 lakhs per appearance or something. And on 21st December, AAP government orders clearance of this. So, if it was free, as Jethmalani said, I don't know what transpired in that 1 year that... and now he says that Kejriwal said, nahi, hum paise denge aapko. This is what Jethmalani said. So,
Lake.
AAP, came into prominence as a party with a difference and things like that. So, I'm disappointed with the way it has gone. Why is that people hate the Congress? Because there is, it's still a lot of people, a majority of Indians that hate the Congress party. The reason is there is a sense of, deeply entrenched sense of entitlement that many of these people, if you don't, we don't care whatever you say. So that is that has become what the decline started with, that kind of sense of entitlement and also arrogance, which very easily has come into, it took Congress so many years, like several decades, close to a century to reach that level, from the time, let's not factor in 1885 onwards, let's factor in when Mahatma Gandhi came into the scene, and then, it took so much time for these kind of decadence, all kind of rot to set in. But in the case of AAP,
and so many sackings as well.
So many. And imagine this one, and maybe it accommodated a lot of people, a plethora of, different aspirations and everything. Congress was a true nationalist in the sense of a geographical, not the religious terms. Sure. It was a out and out nationalist organization. But look at AAP. The greatest thing about AAP, I think, was that, after we have had a lot of political parties like the BJP, even the left and even the Congress, where the entry points were far too high for people, that unless, even in BJP, if you want to be a candidate or someone who wants to participate, you want to be a political entrepreneur, it required lots of years of effort, or rather, it was not easy to come, to become a political entrepreneur. In the case of Congress, you had to have some kind of legacy, family, pedigree, all these things were there. Even in the left, you had to be a cadre, and then, otherwise there is opposition coming in. And AAP is one party that gave, that lowered the entry points for political entrepreneurs.
To come in.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Like in the US, you had an actor like Ronald Reagan become the president of the United States. Would it have, when AAP emerged, that was the feeling that I had, that, that it's for the common folk, for people to come in. So the kind of, and then soon the expulsions of Prashant Bhushan and all that, completely it became a lopsided, and the working became sloppy, and it became, an organization wise, it became very disorganized. So maybe this was a ruse.
It became a disorganization.
Sort of.
All of you listening in, the Chhota Hafta, do subscribe so you can listen to the entire Hafta. We will see you again next week with the Hafta. Till then, subscribe, pay to keep news free, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Thank you. Goodbye.
Sun liya Afrika, mufat khoron. Not to brag or anything, but News Laundry Hafta features in the top 50 in the world on SoundCloud in the news and politics category for podcasts. So do subscribe and see what you're missing, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Subscribe, help keep news independent and free.
All News Laundry podcasts are available on iTunes and Stitcher and any other podcast platform.